Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to do what I've been waiting so long to do. We have been waiting an entire expansion. I don't mean Endwalker, I mean Shadowbringers. We had to wait an entire expansion in the absence of our Lord and Savior. So it's time. It's time to do Hildibrand. Oh man, I miss this. I love Hildibrand. Which one would I should? Oh, this, the Sleeping Gentleman. This must be it. Okay, here we go. Excitable youth. This the Sleeping Gentleman. The pungent Lalafell can scarcely conceal his excitement. What is pungent? Pungent. Having a sharply strong taste or smell. Okay, so it's a smelly Lalafell. Wait, I know you. We met in Kugane. You're that stone-cold killer I asked to look after the love of my life. If we met before, I don't remember you. That's not your fault. I have terrible memory. But also, it just serves to prove that we haven't seen Hildibrand since Stormblood. What's that look for? Surely you haven't forgotten me. I have. You and me, we had a moment, a connection. Not like the one I've got with her, of course, but I know I left an impression. What will you say? The creepy little bastard who smells like cheese and followed Nashu to Kugane after stalking her for over 5 years? Oh, now I remember you. Frankly, considering how many blows to the head I've taken, I'm lucky I haven't forgotten my... Frankly, considering how many blows to the head I've taken, I'm lucky I haven't forgotten my own name. The creepy little bastard. Forgetting my own name. Hey, there's nothing creepy about my love. It's as pure as the pristine waters of the forest stream. Fair point about the cheese thing, though. But enough about me. This is about Miss Nashu. Ever since she got sucked into the weird portal back east, I've been scouring the world for any sign of her. I was this close to giving up, but then, hussa! I found her here in Rasathan. Normally, I would be happy to get back to playing the silent invisible guardian, but she seems pretty distressed by the plight of her inspector friend. He's here too, but laid up and showing no signs of waking anytime soon. My Nashu has been fashioning all sorts of medicines in hopes of rousing him, but to no avail. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. From previews we know that Hildibrand isn't the first. So his body is here, obviously, like the Scions were. But it's implying that I don't know if it was, Elidibus, but it's implying that he was summoned the first. I mean, I couldn't care less if he kicked the bucket, but I hate seeing her like this. She's liable to work herself to death. So, what say you? Will you deliver my nearest Nasher from her plight? You'll find her over at the High Crucible, no doubt slaving over an alembic. And with that, I'll get back to cheering her on from the shadows. You too, I guess. Now go, quickly. Save my beloved. El Lalafell que apesta a queso. Nashu Makaraka. I haven't seen her in ages. And that should do it. Now to take this medicine and... The background noise is very loud. I have never understood what this meant. Core. Saga said, it feels like it's been forever. Though definitely yet less than a year, I'm sure. No, it's been much longer. What brings you to Ratsatahan? Enjoying a spot of adventuring? Or perhaps saving the world, usual stuff? Then you have heard. It's true. Inspector Hildibrand's gone into hibernation again and... wait, you're giving me that look. The one that screams, what about the whole weird portal business? Alright, since you silently asked. So, back on the Ruby Sea, remember how Greg got doused with Uprism and was forced to whisk us all far away? Far away, not far away, far away. How that strange rift then opened up, which the inspector then got sucked up into, and how I followed him in after that. Well, after that, we all ended up in this bizarre place. Couldn't tell up from down, left from right. And so we wandered, lost and confused. Fortunately, Greg came to his senses and explained that we were in the interspectorial rift, and then he used the same trick to bring us home. Interspectorial rift? Isn't it the interdimensional rift? Greg himself stayed behind though. Something about a score that he had to settle. Not sure what that was about, but hey, you know Greg. Anyway, we're back now, but the rub is that Inspector Hildibrand hasn't opened his eyes once. I know he needs this beauty sleep, but it's been an awfully long time and we have got cases to solve. I've been trying my hand at apothecary stuff, seeing if I can't make something that'll get him up and moving, but nothing seems to work. But I think we're making progress. Me and Mr. Chupacabra, what? There's no way his name is Chupacabra. Me and Mr. Chupacabra from the Shakshuka concern, that is. You remember Mr. Chupacabra, right? Got sucked into the rift wreck along with us. Former evil mastermind. Not so bad once you get to know him. Jubaraka. Pleased then to meet you once more, and under less compromising circumstances. I may correct our mutual friend. I am Jubaraka, chairman of the Sajatra concern. Chupacabra. Your distrustful and somewhat bloodthirsty glare is not warranted, but in my defense, who among us has not contemplated enslaving the rich and powerful to bend the world to their whim? Chupacabra. I pray you forgive me my poor joke, and allow me to assure you that after wandering the interdimensional rift for the sisters you only know how long, I am a changed man. Naturally, I understand that words alone would not suffice to absolve me of my sins. Thus, since my return, I have operated a humble apothecary that caters to the needs of one and all. Furthermore, I've made arrangements for Miss Nashu's workshop. Rest assured that I will spare no effort in helping her see Inspector Hildibrand awakened and returned to full health. And with that, if you would excuse me, I must see to other business. Typical. Isn't he the nicest ex-villain you have ever met? Ah, but that's right, I had just finished my latest medicine. I've got high hopes for this new recipe. I suppose I ought to get a look at the Mandible Man himself. Menacing might not do us any good. Let's be civil. I suppose I ought to get a look at the Mandible Man himself. Wait, maybe this should be crap. By all means, the inspector is resting in a room up in Coma. Awake or asleep, I'm sure he would enjoy your company. Let's go. Okay, who's this? Bariga. The girl's a friend of yours, is she? She's welcome to stay as long as she likes. I do hope her friend recovers soon, though. Sleeping on the floor hasn't been good for my back. Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. The king. Our king. Isn't this room nice? Mr. Chupacabra's taking care of everything. Even paid the rent in full. Ah, but I'm distracting you, aren't I? You need to concentrate while you examine the inspector, yes? Study this sleeping Inspector Hildibrand. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out, target a section and examine it in more detail with it. What? Examine Hildibrand Manderville, inspect the unconscious body of Inspector Hildibrand and try to determine the cause of his coma. Wait, Nash is falling asleep. As usual. The elephant? Bariga? Bariga, the master of the house, searches the shelves with a remarkable dexterity for one so large of body and limb. Nashu falling asleep as always? Beside the bed, Hildibrand's loyal assistant Nashu dozes peacefully. Her ability to stay calm in the most trying of times has been sorely tested of late. Okay, let's see, Hildibrand's legs. The exquisite buckles of the stylish footwear are a design unique to House Manderville. These shoes would almost certainly fetch a small fortune in the markets. Why don't I have those boots? Hildibrand's arm. Rippling muscles bespeak impressive strength, while smooth skin suggests that only on the rarest of occasions does the man resort to violence. Troublingly, his limbs are stiff and cool to the touch, as if the blood runs cold in his veins. Hildibrand's face. Rocket features belly what is, at closer glance, the sensitive mien of a cultured gentleman. While he still breathes, he appears to be locked in a deep slumber. The inspector's condition is disturbingly reminiscent of the scions who were summoned to the first for a time. Oh, finished already? Any theories as to what's wrong with the inspector? Well, he's a soulless husk, which is less than ideal. I suspect he may have been summoned to another reflection. I'm suspecting he may have been summoned to another reflection. Does she know what a reflection is? I see. I mean, I don't. But that's what you're supposed to say at times like this. I know that much. How do we wake him up? I see. I mean, I don't. Return his soul to his body. But where did it go? And what is it doing there? Excellent question. Probably went to the first to become the gentleman of darkness as you do. I think it's gone to another world wholly unlike ours, but still slightly like ours. A world of contrasts. Both are crazy, but I'm going with the first. Probably went to the first to become the gentleman of darkness, as you do. I see. Right. So can you go there? Great. In that case, I'll leave the soul searching to you. I'm sure it goes without saying, but once you have arrived in this otherworldly world, look for a place that smells of mystery and intrigue and chat with people there. That's standard agent of inquiry protocol. Oh, and since this is Inspector Hildibrand we're talking about, don't be surprised if you find him asleep or having forgotten a thing or two. But not to worry, I have prepared my traditional medicine just in case. Don't hesitate to use it. And with that, do take care out there. So I'm going to take medicine to the Hildibrand first. Well, what good will medicine do? Welcome back, friend. I would offer you a pint, but my barman's sense tell me that's not why you are here. I love how there's all the people that were wearing the Manderville set, because otherwise, you have to go Manderville. So this friend of yours has gone missing. Sorry to hear that, but plenty of travelers pass through these parts. Could you describe the fellow for me? Oh boy. Hume, burly, wears the monocle, well-meaning idiot. He was wearing a tattered suit, most like. Both are good. Both are good descriptions, but I'm going with the well-meaning idiot because it's funny. Well-meaning idiot. Yes, that sounds familiar. It's the worst thing if people recognize him. Mind you, I didn't see him myself, but I do believe one of our bounty hunters spied such a man when you were all battling that horde of spectral warriors. Giot! Come here for a moment. There's someone who wants to speak with you. Giot! That's so. Make it quick. This ale isn't going to drink itself. If it ain't Sagaside, what brings you back to our neck of the woods? Why am I making voices? Now that you mention it, I did see someone like that. Back there on the battlefield, after you ran off to do more hero work. At first I thought he was going to attack me like the rest of the Spirit Watsits. But no, he just stood there striking a pose, trying to scare or seduce me, damned if I could tell. Still, he was glowing, and I wasn't about to take any chances, so I said, "Hey, piss off, ghost," and sent him packing. Did he die, you ask? To which I say, what am I, a corrosion? Also, I've kept my mug waiting long enough. Good talk. Could it be? The Warrior of Darkness. I thought that was your voice, but was convinced my ears were playing tricks on me. It's good to see you again. Didn't mean to eavesdrop, but we overheard you discussing the Renegade Poser. Renegade Poser? We have been searching for him for some time now. There have been sightings in Lakeland, you see. Vonat and I have been tasked with getting to the bottom of it. We have little in the way of useful information, though. All we know is that he appears without warning and strikes a disturbing pose. Disturbing pose. He has not caused any harm, if you discount the shock of a strange man gesticulating in your general direction, that is. Nevertheless, we are worried his behavior might escalate. Have you been tasked with apprehending the miscreant as well? Not quite, Von Out. Sagasites come back to track down a missing friend. Your miscreant, I regret to say, might be my friend. I wouldn't call him a friend per se, but I too happen to be looking for a man prone to posy. If the man you're looking for might be one and the same, then why not work together? Between the three of you, you're bound to have a better luck. It would be an honor, and a great help. We were just about to leave to gather testimony as it happens. Come and join us in Sullen when you finish here. We'll solve the mystery in no time. Well-meaning idiot. Okay, this is the symbol I'm looking for. Sullen Villager. Did I see him? You bet I did. I was crossing through the forest of the Lost Shepherd on my way to deliver fish to the hostile imperative. Out of nowhere, this odd man leapt in front of me. I thought he was a bandit at first, but then he abruptly turned to the side, curled his neck, and put his fist to his head as if to say, I don't know. It was baffling. I ran when I realized that he wasn't going to do anything else. Sullen Elder. Oh, that fellow. I saw him the other day on my way home from Clearmelt. I had enjoyed one too many libations after my bath and ended up wandering off into the forest. Before I knew it, the sun was dipping low and the sky turning dark, and I was beginning to wonder if I would ever make it home. Then I felt a gentle tug at my arm, and would you believe it, this odd-looking man led me out of the forest and set me back on the road. I thanked him profusely, but he said nothing in reply, just struck this pose and walked off. Sullen Woman. Why yes, I saw someone like that when I was out picking mushrooms in the forest. He even spoke to me. I was repulsed at first by his form, but he only wanted to warn me that fell beasts lurk in the forest, and that I should be wary. Contrary to appearances, I would say that he was actually quite gentlemanly. Von Out. To be honest, I'm not sure what to make of all this. Finished questing the locals, have you? Were you able to learn anything? Not only has the poser caused no harm, he has even helped people? So he's a gentleman. Albeit a suspicious one. Something of a contradiction, you might say, but there is no reason to doubt what we have heard. Everyone seemed to encounter him in the forest of the Lost Shepherd, right? And that's where we'll look next, shall we? Von Art. On the other hand, some folks might argue a suspicious gentleman is more dangerous than a man more blatant in his villainy. This gentlemanliness could well be a ruse to mask all kinds of ill intentions. Oh, the Crystal Tower Shadowbringers. So good. Well, here we are. But how exactly are we supposed to begin our search? These woods are, well, woods. Got a plan, do you? Far be it from me to doubt the word of darkness. Show us what you've got in mind and we'll back you up with the best of our ability. Perform the Manderville or perform the Manderville. Manderville. Manderville is this dance. It's a proper dance. Hark! What familiar gentlemanly gyrations are these? There he is. Ahí está. El campeón. ¿Por qué chucha tiene alas? What? La guarda. La guarda. On your guard, it's a Sin Eater. No, wait, that's no Sin Eater. It's Hildibrand. It's the Gentleman of Light. It's the Gentleman of Light. But I should have said that in the first. Gentleman of Light? Who is this Gentleman of Light of whom you speak? I am the Forgiven Gentleman, Devourer of Sins, Light Warden Extraordinary. You're not a Sin Eater, you are Hildibrand, the Gentleman Inspector. You might occasionally moonlight as a zombie overlord, but trust me, you're a Gentleman Inspector. This is one. This is the good one. Inspector, Sin Eater, Inspector, Sin Eater. You're acquainted with this, gentleman? Right, then. Clearly your friend has been through a lot, but still, how did he get it in his head he's a Sin Eater? Because he's stupid. Is there no way to bring back his memories? A bomb? A bomb? Yes, a bomb. Explosives. We're still trying to save him, right? Combo. Está jugando boli, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué? El cable, bueno, me rompo el cable de audífono. Wicked White, we've killed him. Calma, calma. I say, Sagasite, I had resigned myself to Nash's ungentle methodology, but you too, my brutish friend. But never mind that. I do not recall the world being quite so purple. Previously, I was with Nashu and Greg, wandering the bizarre, shadowy realm known as the Interspectorial Rift, Interdimensional Rift, for God's sake. Ah. Where am I? Who am I? Guilt? That sickening light, that aggressive posturing, I know what you are. You're one of them, ain't ya? What you need is a good old-fashioned dwarven decking. What? Piss off, ghost! Oh. So that's where he... Run for your lives! It's a Sin Eater! Sin Eater? A Sin Eater. I need to clean my nose. I'll be damned. I saw a vision of the man's past. No wonder he became convinced he was a Sin Eater. I saw it too. It was quite possibly the most ridiculous memory I have ever glimpsed. Answer me, my faithful assistant. Where are we and why is it so purple? You're in another world. The first? The first what? Are you telling me we have somehow traveled to an entirely different world? Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Good gods, to think that I have transcended the very boundaries of time and space. But worry not, my adoring fans. Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinary, will return to you forthwith. Explosions, dwarven deckings. Is there nothing this man can't withstand? I can't help but feel that this is not what the Echo was intended for. A soulful reunion. Hildibrand is back and full of spectral beams. Well, I have enjoyed what time I've spent in this far-flung first, and that I can remember, we should be getting back to our own world soon. Would you happen to know how we might go about doing that? Restore my soul? with a spirit vessel? Say no more. Your cursory description was more than enough for me to grasp the concept completely. It is not unlike brewing the perfect cup of coffee, which means our task is clear. We require the services of a skilled soul sommelier. What? We require the services of Becklug. I know a soul sommelier named Becklug. Becklug. Splendid. I see that even in this world you rub shoulders with the cream. Let us pay this Becklug a visit. I'm not sure what you're plotting to do with souls, but if you require Becklug assistance, we can help. Aye, they have aided us time and again, and I reckon they would do the same for your friend here. Come with us to the Cabinet of Curiosity. Seeing as he's a friend of the Warder of Darkness herself, I should have known, but this Hildibrand is no ordinary man. Though I am eager to return home, I will miss this strange world. Perhaps we can visit it again someday. Surely there are cases here that require my preeminent powers of deduction. If you're ready, I'll call for Becklug. Yes. Ahí está Becklug. Ah, the genius soul sommelier. You come highly recommended by Sagasite. And what an adorable little puppy you have, que stupido. So what? Puppy? I beg your pardon, but there seems to be some confusion. Puppy? Who is this imbecile Sagasite? I have half a mind to make him dig a hole so I can throw him in it. But I presume he's a friend of yours, and one in need no less. What? Another of your friends that needs to be sent back to the source? Have you forgotten how complex and difficult it was to do the last time? Yet you waltz in here and ask me this favor with the air of one shopping for a new hat. His case is no different from the others, at least. He is present only in soul, as they were. We'll need another spirit vessel, of course. You don't happen to have one on you already, do you? Entrusted to you by the Crystal Exarch, you say? If only he knew how you were using it. Fortunately, I have epoxy on hand. We have been using it to treat patients at risk of transforming into eaters, but I suppose it's due for a change of pace. There is, however, one concern. In case I didn't make it clear before, the process can place great strain upon one's soul. If he is lacking in resilience, there is a chance his will not survive, that his very essence will be rent asunder. That's a risk I'm willing to take. After what he's lived through, it would be implausibly anticlimactic for him to die like that. Haha, Sagasai knows me all too well. I assure you, my good sommelier, who is most certainly not a dog, you needn't worry for Hildibrand, Helidor, Maximilian Manderville. Not a dog. Yes, I get the distinct impression that the gods themselves could not kill him if they tried. And they have. Come along then, Hildy, I can't be bothered to remember that name. 1,000 things. Simply point me to the Soul Siphon and I shall hop right in. Soul Siphon? The rest of you can wait here. I promise I won't hurt him, no matter how much I might be tempted. You will be pleased to know that the process was smooth and uneventful. Honestly, I was hoping for more of a challenge. All you need to do is take this spirit vessel back to the source and bring it in contact with his corporeal body. He should awaken immediately with his souls and memories intact. If there's nothing else, Von Art and I should be getting back to our duties. It was a pleasure, Sagasite, if all too brief. I won't pretend I understood even a fraction of what happens, but I'm glad I was there for it. Till we meet again, rest assured that Thaler and I will be doing our damnedest to look after the people here in your absence. ¿Y ahora? You're back, and not a moment too soon. We have an emergency on our hands. Sí, pero ¿dónde está Hildibrand? The inspector's soul is in this, you say? That's great, but we have another problem now. The inspector's body has gone missing. We went to the markets to do some shopping, and when we came back, he was nowhere to be seen. I double-checked that every door was locked before we left, but there's nothing to suggest someone forced their way in. We've got a case on our hands. The case of the evaporating inspector. We must begin our investigation at once. Come on, let's start looking for witnesses. Si nadie entró, quiere decir que él salió. Did I see anyone get carried out of that house, you ask? I was too distracted with stock taking to make note of any comings and goings. Sorry, I couldn't be of more help. I didn't see anyone carry a person out of that house, no. But I did see a man carrying a particularly large sack, so heavy he strained to lift it. I didn't think much of it at the time, but now that you mention it, it was a bit suspicious. Dubious individual. Yes, this is a most distressing situation indeed. Ah, aquí está. Here he is. His spine on her. Ah, there you are. This man says he has vital information that could help us in our investigation. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Dillion, Editor-in-Chief of the Vathnarian Truth, a monthly publication devoted to exploring unexplained and otherworldly phenomena of our isle. Your companion shared with me the news of your friend's disappearance, and I happen to know precisely who is behind the incident. But I fear you may not like the answer, for the kidnapper is not of this star. They come from the heavens, from beyond the great expanse. They descend in curious, saucer-shaped airships to study our world, our society, our buildings, our very bodies. You shudder, no doubt, as you realize of whom I speak. It couldn't be, you protest, but it could be, and it is. Your dear friend Inspector has been abducted by aliens. Oh, but he'll be fine, you assure yourself. After all, they just want to understand us better. You poor deluded child. That they do, but to what end? Why else? That they might one day take over our world. What is worse, they plot to do so with the aid of collaborators, for the Charlayans are in league with our world-be overlords, providing the aliens with vital information on our vulnerabilities in exchange for a position of power within their regime. The Final Days was also the work of these alien invaders, an attempt to sow chaos, that our world would be easier to conquer. Blessedly, it was thwarted. It was thwarted, if only by dumb luck, as those that did the thwarting were blissfully unaware of the true nature of the threat. I had hoped the setback would discourage the aliens from coming back, if not move them to abandon their ambitions, but it would seem events have only emboldened them, if they are indeed carrying out abductions here in Ratsat Han. Even as we speak, your friend lays prone on a sterile bed in the base of the surface of the moon, where they poke and probe him with inscrutable instruments as their floppy ears wiggle with fiendish delight. Por it. Ah, but I have said too much. I must continue my investigation in secret. The fate of our world is at stake. Oh no, that sounded awful. We have to go to the moon and save the inspector at once. I think he has a few materials. At least he got the floppy ears part right. So you don't think the inspector is somewhere getting probed by aliens? But if not them, then who's probing him? A man carrying a suspiciously large sack. That sounds promising. Maybe someone can tell us more. Someone up ahead may have seen something. Let's ask around. Pariga and his family are the nicest people. They've got such gentle eyes and long snouts too. Longer than anyone I've met in Eorzea. The man with the sack. Indeed, I couldn't help but take note of him as he passed, trying so very hard to be inconspicuous as he was. He descended to Al-Sadal's path and went over to the fountain, where he met with a merchant, I believe. Such a hefty sack it was. My mind was racing with the possibilities of what it might contain. That had to be our man, right? We need to hunt down that merchant. It's incredible, isn't it? It reminds me of the giant statue of Lord Cuthbert at the Gold Saucer. Once the inspector is back on his feet, we'll have to show him. A man with a large sack. Huh, you bet I saw him. In fact, I sold him my chocobo. At first I told him to get lost, that Bert and I go way back and so forth, but he was in a hurry and his offer was very generous. When you're in my line of work, you can't afford to get too sentimental, and now I can buy a whole stable's worth of chocobos. Did he say where he was planning to go next? He was muttering something about having to go to get to Saltwind's Welcome in a hurry, probably why he was desperate for a chocobo. It's a long way to go on foot, never mind the sack. Did you hear that, Sakazite? We need to head to Saltwind's Welcome right away. What is Saltwind's Welcome? Ah. Here we are, which means the mysterious man with the mysterious sack must be near. Keep your eyes peeled. Over there, the man is definitely up to no good. Maybe he's waiting for a co-conspirator. We should stay out of sight and watch what happens. She's about to fall asleep, isn't she? Mr. Chupacabra, but he expressly told us he had to put the evil schemes behind him. He wouldn't lie, would he? The goods appear to be none the worse for wear. Very well, your payment, as promised. My client will be most pleased. What the hell is this? Oh no! Is he going to feed the inspector to that giant sea monster? It is an honor and a pleasure as always, Dr. Lugai. I had faith this specimen will meet your satisfaction. Dr. Lugai wasn't the guy from... Yeah. So this is the one said to be the strongest, most resilient in all the world. The Manderville Man. None other. He has weathered countless explosions and a multitude of martial abuses, including a devastating suplex I myself did witness. It is even said he survived the journey to Dalamod itself, and survived the Lesser Moon's fall with nary a scratch. Most fortunately for us, he has fallen into a coma from which I am assured he will never wake. You are free to do with his body as you please. Even the mightiest of warriors can fight while asleep. Those meddlers may have gotten the better of me and my beautiful boy in the Tower of Babel, but my next child will be all but invincible. With this body mind to command, I will exact a bloody, glorious revenge. Sí se le ocurrió que iba a traer de vuelta a Lugai. Forgive me my boldness, Dr. Lugai, but when might I expect the rest of my payment? I have debts that must be repaid. Worry not, with the Telephoroi gone for good, the vast fortune of House Brutus is entirely at my disposal. I shall shower you with wealth, my loyal minion. How is Lugai? It doesn't matter. And gladly shall I accept the spoils, Doctor, and resolve never to renounce my wicked ways, for surely this time I will suffer no comas. No, not you, not now, but I must away. Wait, Dr. Blue Guy, my payment. Wake up, Inspector. Good? Could it be? The world's no longer purple. Stop moving, damn you! You're supposed to be comatose centerpiece of my glorious revenge. Oops. Mommy! Yeah. Not again. Simon. No. Hildibrand. Otra vez. I say that was a rather dramatic series of events to awaken to, but more importantly, after a brief detour, I find myself in my own world once more. My most sincere apologies for causing you such trouble, my loyal assistants. But rejoice, for Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, has made his triumphant return. Oh, what? Oye, la cosita esta, la buena. Es la cosita esta. ¿Cómo se llamaba? Wait, Inspector! Ah, the lion. I knew it! An alien abduction! And to think I would have the chance to witness one with my own eyes. This month's issue of the Tachnarian Truth shall be the best one yet. Tenía razón. And just when I thought we finally had the inspector back, off he went, and then came back, and then floated off again. ¿Cómo se llama este bichito? Esta huevadita. I know it's not the first time that he's taken to the skies without warning, but still, it's always a little disappointing. Still, there's no use crying over flying inspectors. Flying inspectors. Let's return to Rats at Hand. Oh, Inspector, why have you left me again? And where have you gone? No, this one too. Get it together, Nashu. There's a case to be solved. Just you wait, Inspector. Your loyal assistant Nashu will solve the mystery of your disappearance. Again. And don't you worry, Sagasite. As soon as I have a new lead, you'll be the first to know. Till next time. Meanwhile, in Mare Lamentorum. Yeah, that thing! The fuck was that face? Yeah, this thing! What was its name? Oh, he falls in love. He falls in love again. No, no me vas a dejar ahí, no me vas a dejar ahí. What the? It's this man defying the crime, creating a flash. Dashing debonair, pure gentleman's flair. Our agents of inquiry, Hildibrand Manderville. Truth and justice never go out of style. They gave lyrics to the song. It was too short. I need more. Don't worry for the inspector, Nash is on the case, and rest assured that as soon as I have assembled some reliable leads, you'll be the first to know. Necesito más. Necesito más. Necesito más. Nah. Ahem. Blah, blah.